Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a cool knife to show you. So this is the Tempest Knives MicroJet, and this is the smaller brother to the Jetstream, which I have right here. So this one came out, I think, last year. And then they really liked it. You guys really liked it. So Casey decided to make a mini version, which is awesome. You guys know I prefer a smaller size knife. So anything more in this range is something more my style for EDC and whatnot. This was a little big for me. So she said, but it is an excellent knife. It's got great action. It deploys really well, and there's some minor differences between the designs other than the size, obviously. The blade on this one has what looks to be like a slight upward cant. You can see it kind of like right here. That was straightened out on the mini, or the micro, I guess. It's not really micro, but you get it. Because enough people pointed it out. And I'm glad he did that, because it was a thing that kind of, just one of those minor things that bugged me a little bit on this one. I'm trying to think of what else has been changed. This looks to be a full liner. This is also a full liner. I thought he went to a nested liner. I think he was gonna, but decided not to because he didn't want it to be too lightweight. I think I remember this conversation now. I am going to take this apart, and we'll put some skiffs in it, just so you guys can see that process. I think it's always good to do on any new knife I can, especially if I'm going to put skiffs in it. I might as well do it for you guys. Just trying to clean up this blade a little bit. I did use it. This has a belt satin finish, which is fantastic. I'm trying to think of any other changes. I actually don't know if there's any other ones. Clip looks the same. Backspacer looks the same. Flipper tab is obviously the same style, but a little different. It is smaller, less jimping, but you know, same idea. So yeah, very cool. So that's the Jetstream, and this is the MicroJet. Now these are dropping on the 15th of October, and it's in 154 cm steel. You should be able to see that there. Let me zoom in for you. 154 cm. You have 5 versions, I believe, of this guy. You have weave carbon fiber. I will pull up the website so you can see it. Hopefully he's got them up there already. So Tempest Knives, shop now. You have the Tempest MicroJet. So you have this version, which is titanium with a stonewash blade. And you can see here are the specs if you want to pause and read those real quick. Okay. Then you have the weave carbon fiber with a belt satin finish. That's the one we have here, obviously. Then we have a Ultim version, sort of a blasted Ultim with a black wash blade. That one looks really cool. I like the contrast with the blade. You have the blue version with a stonewash blade. That's kind of your knives fast. Oh, there you go. Knives fast version. And then you have one with flame titanium and acid washed hardware and blade, which is also very cool. So you got a lot of different options, which is nice. They're $140 each, and they're dropping at 1 p.m. on 10/15. So ergonomics are very good. It's comfortable in the hand. You have some jimping here. It doesn't run up, you know, all the way up the knife. Be nice to have a little patch here, but you know, not always necessary. You don't have a finger choil, but you don't need one because you can choke up to about here. No problem. It is a flat grind. This would be gnarly with a hollow grind. But I think they chose to keep it this way because it's a tall enough blade. It works either way, right? You have lock bar access here. You have enough of it. You know, I wouldn't mind a little bit more. I have noticed because I don't know what it is about my thumb. Obviously it's disgusting, but it gets a little raw over here when I'm fidgeting with a knife repeatedly. And so the more lock bar access I can have, the better for that. But it's not like there's not enough. There's plenty there for you to get access to it. It's just a personal thing with my thumb. And deployments are great. You have plenty of access to the blade window there to flick it. Obviously, you can see the flipper tab has plenty of grip on that jimping. It really grabs you. It's got that sort of Vero style flipper tab, which is nice. And D10 is solid. I can reverse flick it, no problem. Left-handed, same thing, feels great. Not a big thumb flicker on a knife like this. This one doesn't have a ton of space there. Left-handed, now right-handed, I can get in there pretty easy and thumb flick it. So I'd say it's definitely a good thumb flicker right-handed. Centering is dead on, dead nuts. Whoops. And the closing action's nice. It's swinging down, dropping. Let's see if there's any play. Yeah, there's a little bit. It's probably just loosened up because I've been carrying it for a few days and just fidgeting with it. And I haven't adjusted anything. So I'm sure I'll get rid of that in a moment when we do the disassembly. Let's see. I think that's about it in terms of just overview type stuff. It is a comfortable cutter. I do like the ergonomics, pretty neutral design, but it feels good in the hand. I think you have slight contouring to the scales. Yeah, it's not aggressive contouring, but it's definitely there. You can feel it. You can see it too. This weave carbon fiber always looks better when it's contoured than when it's flat. And so that tells me this is contoured because it looks good. Everything's nicely rounded on the edges. You have a nice filler tab here. Shout out to Casey for giving us lefties an option. And that was an easy way to do it. Just put a filler tab in there. Not a big deal, right? I like that. So yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna have a T8 here. This is a 6. Let me find, that was the same one, dummy. Looking for a T8, there we go. All right, let's get into it. We have our rim style pivot that Tempest Knives always uses, or at least when working with Kubi, they use that. That came out real easy. You're gonna have a little notch here for a captive situation. One body screw down here. And then you're gonna have the clip screws. I probably only need to remove one. I'm gonna guess it's this one, but maybe I'm wrong, we'll see. That's a long one, let's see, did that do it? Yep, that way you don't have to even remove the clip from the liner. Keeps everything nice and snugged together. Still working on this guy, waiting on prototypes and whatnot. I'll give you more info when I have it. Let me bring over the goods here for disassembly. I did actually just order more skiffs, so they came today. Let's see if there's anything else in here. There's a little card here for the drop point. Definitely check that out. Hit this QR code right here. That will take you over to the drop point. This is a newsletter that comes out every week, and it lists the upcoming drops in the knife community. So knife makers, knife designers, knife companies, whatever. Dealers, whoever wants to add their drops to this can. And it's free. So it's a really good way to get the word out on an upcoming drop. And it's a great way for us knife nuts to keep track of everything going on, because there's always a ton of stuff dropping around the same time, such as right now, we're talking about the MicroJet. That's dropping on the 15th. Then our knife, the Fireball, is dropping on the 17th. And then on the 18th, you have the Bionic Jack from Jack Wolf Knives. And then last week, we just had the Ohio River Jack drop at Traditional Pocket Knives. We also had the TacCom, the Unnamed drop last week on their website, and the list goes on. So it's always good to be informed, and the drop point will let you do that. So anyway, sorry about that. I ordered a bunch of skifferoonies. Let's see what I got. I think I just stocked up on the little guys. I needed this little one for the Bionic Jack, and then I got a couple extras for, you know, hopefully upcoming Jack Wolf drops or other knives. They do fit other stuff. Then I got some 5mm 3/64ths as well, just to stock up a little. And then I got this because I've never seen it before. 8mm 1/16 20 ball bearings. Look at that sucker. So I wanted to get that just to have it. And then I got a 5mm 1/16, which, ooh, look at that. I would have guessed that this would have 5mm 1/16. Looks like this has 5mm 3/64, which means the action gonna get real good now. It gonna get real good now, Johnny. Anyway, I thought I ordered more than one set of the 5mm 1/16, but apparently I didn't. But then again, I don't need them here, so that worked out. And I already have a couple more of the 5mm 3/64, so that does work out. Now I kind of have everything covered here, so let me get all this stuff in here, put this away. So it used to be that the 5mm 1/16 was the standard size for knives, that you would see it on everything. But now it's becoming the 5mm 3/64. This size right here seems to be the new norm. And I love when you put skiffs in with it, but normally out of the box, I don't love knives with these bearings. It's just because the amount of balls in here, they don't, that's what she said, they don't give you enough, man. If you count it, there's only 9 or 10 ceramic balls in this bearing. And if you compare it to the skiffs, there's 10 in there, or 15, sorry. So you get like 9 here and 15 here. You double that because you get 2 in a knife, and it's an unbelievable difference. And a lot of times, now I will admit, this knife felt great before, so this is not a case where it really mattered personally, but usually you can feel it, like, because there's such a gap between the balls, you know what I mean? That's what she said. Jeez, Kev. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. Let's get into it. We're gonna clean some stuff. I got alcohol on here. There we go. Now this video will serve as my review, overview, disassembly, skiff bearing swap. It'll serve as everything because it makes it easier to have it all in one video, to be honest. I used to break it all up, but I feel like part of that was just to break it all up, you know? So I'd have multiple videos or whatever, I don't know. And to me, it just makes sense to have it all in one place. And then if somebody needs to reference the disassembly, they can just jump to that portion or whatever. So there we go. I need one of these guys. I need to get some more of these little Q-tippers. Get those off Amazon. You can also get them at knifepivotlube.com. Use code LEFTY10 for 10% off. Really? You want to get jammed up in there, huh? Also, what she said. Man, I'm on a roll tonight. A little scared to lose that little lanyard pin. That sucker's tiny. Just cleaning the pivot screw here. There's always gonna be some schmutz on there. Just how it be. That thing's gonna fall out. I should just, wow, didn't fall out that time. That's interesting. Let me drive this in. Clean that. All right. So captive. Let's just check it. It should be a captive notch. Yep. See the little captive notch there? So that's good to go. Just gotta notch it in place. There we go. Okay. Now we're gonna take our juice, our lube. We have KPL Original, which we will put on our bearings, flip them over, drop them like it's hot, take that guy, put the blade on. I don't know if you can hear my kids like kazoo. I got her this toy. We were at the store today and she saw these candies with toys on top. And yeah. Naturally, I got her one because I am a sucker. All right, so we got that all done. Should be pretty straightforward. It's a pretty standard construction, which is good. I like standard. Here we go. Make sure that's all in there. That was interesting. All right, is that pin in? Yep, that pin is in. Now, if I were smart, I probably would have put a little bit of Loctite or something where that pin is, because those tend to rattle. It's just kind of how it goes. But we'll see. Okay. Shut this. We got this screw here and this screw, whoops. This screw there. Probably start with this one. Okay. Let's see how we did just on tightening everything. No tweaking of any kind. Okay, maybe a touch over to this side. Oh yeah. It just swings down. Really, it can't be tight. Yeah, I mean it's fully tightened. Wow. And it does look dead center actually. So let me back off this. Just make sure that's all good there. Tighten it again. Just see where we end up. Yeah, I would say this guy's pretty, man, that's a bank vault. Let's see. Okay, there we go. We got it a little tight. I mean, that's not even bad. It's still firing. Could still shake it down. Jeez. All right, good to know. Just tightening it pretty much brings you to center. Maybe a little over, but as soon as I back off this, it's gonna probably pop over to where we want it. Yep. Look at that. Man, beautiful. And I mean, it could not be any more solid. So that is a win right there. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tighten this down a little bit. Does it look a little dark? Or am I just, is that just me? All right. There we go. Tighten that. Don't think this might be on a barrel. I'll just check it real quick. Yeah. Okay. And then we're gonna pull this out. And we're gonna glue this sucker. Because this is going swimmingly. Why not add a hint of danger to this disassembly? What was that? No play. Swings. I mean, what? Oof. Something feels loose though, so. If it's the clip. What is that? What am I feeling? That feels great. Maybe it was just... There, you hear that? I think it's just the clip. Is this loose? Oh no. Damn. Ah, it is exactly what I thought. You hear it? Oh, and I already glued it, you idiot. Should have just done it. All right. All right, I'm gonna have to go to Operation Lanyard. This is what I do when this happens. I need some kind of tiny, there we go. And that's what she said, yeah, I know, all right. So we're gonna take this, all right? I'm gonna take a little bit of Loctite. Should have just done it right away. All right, there we go. You can't see it, but I put some over to the side. I'm just gonna grab it. So what we're gonna do is put this little bit of Loctite in this area down here. And it's gonna seem silly at first because I'm just putting it all around. But hopefully it will just creep in there a little bit. Now you could use oil if you want. I tend to use Loctite because I feel like it does actually creep in there and then it'll harden. So it kind of solves your problem, right? So let's see if that worked. Yep. See, no more rattling. And what I usually do is I'll take one of these guys right here and I'll just wipe up the obvious knot around the edges, the parts not around the edges. So there's no more rattling going on there. And man, that feels so good. Okay, let me get rid of all this stuff here. That was a very simple disassembly right there. All right. So there we go. I do feel like the brightness came down. You guys let me know if you saw that too. I'm using my iPhone 15 Pro Max as my camera now for the channel. I haven't had any issues with the brightness, I don't think, but it just seemed like it on this video for some reason, but maybe I'm just, crazy. Damn, that feels good. So the reverse flick is amazing. If you get your finger into that hole, so she said, it's a very great setup for a reverse flick, at least for me left-handed. I'm sure it's just as good right-handed. Thumb flick is great. The flipper tab's great. I will say that I think I told Casey when I got this, I think I told him that I would go a little stronger on the detent personally, but the more this breaks in now, the more I think it's perfect. Centering also perfect. Look at that. We got the skiffs in there. There's no lash. Oh man, that reverse flick. That is just music to my ears, guys. And I mean, we're talking about a bank vault. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Sorry, this one was a little all over the place. I am a little strapped for time lately. We're waiting on this baby to come, and I'm just kind of trying to get shit done. And yeah, so I know I was a little all over the place. Apologies. But point is, this knife is fantastic. Casey, very happy for you. Proud of you, buddy. And this is a drop, guys. So Casey, you know, he sold the Fractuses and jet streams, and he's tried to put enough money together so he could get some runs going without needing a pre-order. And that is what this is. So we should reward that by supporting it. You know, it's important to me, and I believe Casey as well, that we try to get away from pre-orders as much as we can. And I know that they're great and they're useful when needed, and I love that. But that's the thing. I want to make sure that they're used when needed, because I feel like they get abused. And I'm not talking about Casey at all here. But I feel like they do get abused a little bit, where people who don't need to do pre-orders just keep doing them. And that kind of turns people off to them. And then that hurts the smaller guys who are trying to get started, who have to do a pre-order. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of this vicious cycle. So I'm glad he was able to do this one on a drop. And I'd love to see you guys support it, so he can do something else, you know? And that's always the goal, man. It's not about putting money in our pockets. It's about getting to the next project, because we want to keep bringing more knives out, truly. And so I'd love to see that for Casey. It's an excellent knife. I think the MicroJet is the perfect expression of this design for me personally. The Jetstream is awesome, but this is definitely right in my wheelhouse, size-wise. And then you have that, it's a spear point blade, but it's getting towards a sheep's foot. So I do like the tip there. It's definitely very sheep's footy, in my opinion, which is great. So yeah, I've enjoyed it, carried it for a few days now, and yeah, I mean, I have really nothing but great things to say about it. Plunge grind looks good to me. You have the little sharpening choil notch there, and the plunge is like right about here. So you have a ton of space. Stop pin looks to be right here. So it's not gonna mess with your choil at all if you wanna cut one in. So I'm gonna shut up. October 15th, 1 p.m. on Tempest Knives website, which will be linked down below. And I love you guys. Thank you to Casey. Appreciate you sending this my way, dude. Means a lot. And I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you Later.